What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action spawning in the right side of the map. Just there. I'm pointing at him. He is blue, and he is playing as Oranos. His name is Moore, and apparently it's the winter time for him, so he's playing on the account More Winter. And his opponent today in the red color, playing as Ra. His name is Squash. The map is Tundra. Tundra is the map, yeah. Tundra is the map, yeah. So, Tundra is the map. The matchup is Ra versus Oranos. A lot of people think that this matchup is heavily Oranos favored. You tell me, do you think that this matchup is heavily Oranos favored? I think it might be. I think it might not be. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe the Ra players are trash. Maybe the Oranos players are good. Maybe the Oranos players are trash. Maybe the Ra players are good. Who knows? Anyways, let's move on. Squash has found himself a relic here, and it's a very nice relic. It's not the best of relics. It's Ring of Nibelung. 18 free gold. 18 free gold per minute. That's it. If you think about how much gold a villager gets you, they're getting you, I like to think of it roughly as 1 gold a second. So one villager on... because you get a plus 20% on this gold as well. So I think about this villager getting me about 1 gold a second. So plus 18 free gold is worth a minute, is worth a third of a villager. Just under. A third of a villager. That's it. That's all you get. So Ring of Nibelung, bit of an relic. Maybe not even worth it to go pick it up. But it was on the path that Squash wanted to look at. And Squash has actually found himself some nice hunt over here. The problem is that it's too far away from the town center. And if Moore wants to abuse that gold mine, he's going to be able to do it. So let's check out what Moore's scouted. Moore's actually already scouted this town center. He's already scouted this hunt. He's feeling the nice... Actually, there's no gold mine here. This town center is also really bad. I mean, maybe you can guess that there's going to be a gold mine up here. But the hunt, obviously the hunt is the thing that is a bit of an issue here. There are some elk back here, just a couple. But I don't know if Squash is even going to want to grab a second town center on this map. A lot of the times I think that maybe the correct play here for Ra players is to go for a pseudo classical fight into like a villager push with shifting sands against the Oranos players on this map. So you stay one town center, you build 2 barracks, you make a bunch of spam, and you go around raiding, and you just try to avoid the opponent's units, and then you come back home, and then once your opponent decides that he wants to push in, you just go on shifting sands into his base and kill him, kill his town center, and just kill everything and just live the dream. But I mean, I don't know. Villager's coming out still for more. He's obviously going to be just doing standard Oranos openers. I don't think we ever see Oranos players going for a fast 2-town center in this matchup. I don't think it works too well. Generally speaking, I think that the Atlanteans can definitely get away with 3 town centers if they can't really put any pressure on to anything here. But we do see Granary already up on this location. So Squash is already over there. He's already living the dream on that location there. He has got himself already coming through. He's acquired the Ring of Nibelung, which is going to give him that 18 free gold a minute, which is, like we said, not very much. I wouldn't actually mind seeing these relics slightly buffed. I think that would be a good change. All of the trickle relics get a slight buff to maybe more like 30 or 35 free resources a minute. So it's more like half. Like 30 resources a minute, so it's more like half a villager instead of a third of a villager. To make it feel a little bit more yummy, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? No? You don't? Okay. So we'll also be seeing Prometheus here. One day we'll see an Oranos player attempt to go through Oceanus. I actually think that Oceanus might not be an awful try for Oranos players against the Greek civs. Because the Greek players, what they do is they send their heroes forward to harass you, which means that they've left their town center open. They're trying to get their second town center. They left that open for a Carnivora to be harassing it and delaying it as an idea. But obviously Valor's pretty bloody good. So maybe innovating is not the way to go there. But there's the town center up for Squash. It's not going to be able to be stopped here. We do see The Pharaoh a little bit idle. Now going to get that one up. Bunch of goat coming over onto this location here as Squash realizes he's probably going to get pushed off of this hunt. So he just wants to be ready to deal with all of that. So we'll see that happening fairly soon. Another relic on the map has been spotted. It's the Toothed Arrows. This one's actually quite nice for both players, actually. Helps the Terma, helps the Arcus, helps the Chariot Archers, helps the Slingers. So that's very good as well. Now, what's Moore doing over here? He's getting himself a counter barracks, just one counter barracks here. So it's looking like what Moore's going to do here is light pressure onto this and get himself an early second town center here, which I don't hate. I actually like this. I like this quite a bit. But on a map like this is an incorrect decision. And all you have to do is go mass Terma here. You hit this gold mine, you can hit this town center. This town center is open. I do think double counter barracks right here would be beautiful for more into grabbing his two town centers. I think it'll be really, really hard for Squash to stop that, and Squash will have to think about getting barracks, which is exactly what he's doing now. He's going double barracks, actually, very, very important, and he's going to have to make slingers. As we are seeing this wall now going to get targeted down. The priest coming through, going to push the Promethean away, but Moore doesn't notice that one immediately here, as the Terma are now going to start moving over here onto this food. Getting some pressure in here for Moore. He's going to start throwing those javelins. Dead villagers will not be happening here. There's not enough Terma, but he does push off of that food, so that's nice. So we see another barracks coming up. 3 barracks for Squash. Can't say I understand it. Is it just a fake? It might just be a fake. What are these houses here? This is very, very peculiar building placement from Squash. I think what Squash is doing is he's making a box here to Shifting Sands units into. And I think this was maybe meant to be an armory. Could be wrong. But 3 barracks is what Squash is doing, and he's trying to get himself the husbandry, get himself the Shadoof and everything else. Does he have it yet? No. He hasn't even started researching it just yet. Bunch of villagers on wood right now for Squash. Getting wood here and everything else. Moore, on the other hand, just about to get himself that second town center. It's almost finished. That's going to be huge for him, but he's only got 2 villagers on food, so he's going to need to move that over to 4 villagers on food, and he's still only building from 1 counterback, so he could be thinking about getting himself the 3rd town center here, but obviously not enough villagers on food to get that just yet, so he's going to have to sort that out as well. So still seeing these units trying to push through, break down this wall. I don't think that this is important here in the slightest for Moore. This is open here, and Moore sees it. So this is like one of those weird mind trick things that Squash does. He puts up a wall here because he's like, this is where I want to defend. It's like, okay, I'll kill that. It's like, no, you do whatever you want. We do see the Shifting Sands we were talking about before. These units all get trapped in here. No Shifting Sands now remaining for Squash, but he does get a lot of value out of that one, as some more units will be streaming in, and we are now starting to see some slingers getting built for Squash. As more over here, he's got very good line of sight on the map. He's got his 2 town centers up. He's going to be sending a citizen forward, I must imagine, fairly soon. He's getting himself that 3rd town center. He's got a lot of gold in the bank as well. A lot of Prometheans have been made as he's putting a ton of pressure onto this location here. Big shockwave going after those slingers there with the Terma. Very, very fast. They can pick off these slingers so quickly here. We do see this villager now getting into the action, trying to take down some of these Terma, but she will end up losing her life, unfortunately. Never to be forgotten, but more farms now coming down for Squash as he's going to be throwing down his rain. And we are going to be seeing more retreating away from here. As the wall coming up, the Promethean over here is going to get taken down as well. More villagers coming over here for more. And he's just slowly but surely pushing in front in this game. Lots of villagers on gold. So sometimes you get into these positions where you overgather gold. Just take the villagers off, put them onto wood, get some farms. Don't leave the villagers on gold unless you absolutely need to. Definitely don't queue more villagers on gold when you're in this position. It's one of the beautiful things about Oranos is that if you make these macro mistakes, you can fix them very easily. Just look at that and you say, oh, I've got too much food. I've got too much gold. Not enough food because I want to go to the heroic age. So more villagers on food. Too much gold. Let's take some off, put on the gold onto wood so I can build farms so I can get more of that food. And you get to the next stages of the game much faster. And I really, really like this. I really, really like this one counter barracks play from Moore. I'm just surprised he didn't go for the third town center. I thought that was the idea, but he's going to get a very, very early heroic age here. And that's going to allow him to potentially get some sort of gold control. Moore, it does have his spider senses tingling as he does spot this gold mine up here. Squash going to be retreating away from this location here. And it's just going to be, it is a little bit of a tough one here for Moore to get a gold star because there's a gold mine here, there's a gold mine here, there's a gold mine here. They're very far away. Lots he has to keep an eye on. Migdal strongholds go up very, very fast. As we see this, the term is now moving in, going to try and take down these villages over here before retreating away. And now we do have more units coming through. A bunch of spearmen are here. These villagers chilling on their gold have finished that one. And he does have the Hathor coming through. So he's going to be moving over onto this gold mine. We do see just 2 Prometheans here. It's unfortunately more Spidey senses. Not enough, as he's going to be leaving this location as the villagers move forward to get their gold mine up. There is plenty of army right now to deal with these 2 Prometheans. The villagers will throw this Migdal stronghold up very, very quickly. But Moore is in the heroic age himself, right? Did he go through Hyperion? Am I crazy? He's not. Oh, he's about to click up. He's going through Thea. Ah, hallelujah, Thea. I love Thea as Oranos against Ra, because it basically means the Ra player, he doesn't have good access to counter dryads. The priests are terrible. The Son of Osiris is great, so you have to worry about that. But once that's dealt with, you're all good. We are seeing this town center now coming up. 4 more. We do see the Locust coming down as the Spearmen do get that beautiful surround in. 2 citizen kills there for Squash. It's not going to be that big of a deal for Moore, but he does still have to send some more citizen forward to get that town center up, as Moore's going to be able to pick up a couple of these spearmen as they're running away. These spearmen, they wear a skirt and they run very, very quickly. 5.0 speed is very quick, but 5.83 speed, 5.5 speed, and 5.5 speed enough to chase these guys down and get a bunch of return power, return volleys over there, as we do see. Now, Squash, he needs to think about getting himself shaft mine. No shaft mine. It is coming through, though, so that's very, very good. Getting himself up a little bit of a Matrius market here, but it's pretty close for Squash. As we do see these units now pushing forward. The walls coming up for Squash as well. He's a little bit late on this, but Moore probably doesn't have enough to push in just yet. He's got himself this palace. Does he have a market? He has the market up. He's not going to the Mythic Age just yet. But lots of villages on gold. How are the economic upgrades looking here? He's got himself shaft mine. This town center is coming up as well. I like that he's changed which town center he wanted to grab. As now we do see the Stymphalian bird flying overhead. We'll get a couple of picks flying from the sky before the priests start targeting this one down. We'll have to start retreating away. Remember, these priests here, they only move at 3.6 speed. So that's the same speed as the Stymphalian birds. We do see the Valor coming in here as he does manage to snipe down that Batsukos incredibly quickly before having to retreat away. We see the Stymphalian bird, a little bit of HP, just took a bit of a tickle there, but he's okay. And Moore will be heading to the Mythic Age now. Very, very quickly here. 12 minutes, 30 seconds clicking up. That leads to a 14-minute Mythic Age. And to be honest, no reason not to go to the Titan Age here. You can also try a big push here with Tartarian Gate at the top of the map to hit this gold mine, and then pushing this location here as another option here. It's both completely fine for Moore to try, and we'll see what he's going to do. It is looking like more military barracks coming down, so that does indicate to stay in the Mythic Age instead of going to the Titan Age. And now we see those raids that Squash was trying to employ last game, trying to hit Moore's base here, but it doesn't do too much. And the citizen will have to jump into the town center, as we are seeing these Termite now doing a return raid now. Very nice. The town center is now up for more. He deletes all those buildings. Maybe he is going for the Titan Age here. These villagers getting pushed off of their farms here, but the Titan center will be able to help defend that. These villagers are getting taken down. Very, very nice play from Moore. Still building units. He's got a couple of destroyers out. Is he getting himself heavy? No, he's not getting himself heavy infantry. So really, the only way forward here for Moore has to be Titan, right? Squash is going to be going through Osiris now, hitting that very, very nice timing from Squash. He's always got the timings down pat with his gods. So getting a beautiful 14-minute Mythic Age as well, as he's going to be trying to get this town center for himself. We do see a villager moving forward here as Squash He's trying to get this up, but the Citizen's here shanking, and the Citizen will get taken out there. So these cavalry are still getting good damage done as Moore has to turn around, starting to take these fights here. We do see that Tartarian gate getting thrown up in the middle of Squash's base right now, but I'm sure Squash, or maybe Squash is just out of position. His Son of Osiris isn't here just yet. There's no siege in. These villages, they do have Skin of the Rhino, so they're going to try and take down this, but there's just not that many villages here. That's going to be huge. We see the Slingers coming back. The Son of Osiris could get surrounded here by these Terma. We'll see if he goes for it. Obviously, the Terma will get picked off as well, but he's just going to be getting that damage dealt. So the Son of Osiris making a break for his Migdal stronghold over on that corner there. So we do see this palace is up for more, trying to make some fire siphons here. We still don't see that Mythic Age, or Titan Age, I should say, coming through for more, as he must be getting some upgrades coming in. Still no heavy infantry here. There's the heavy infantry, as the fire siphons and everything else is coming through. Going to be going after these villages right now. Squash has got lots of resources in the bank here, but he's short some houses. He needs to get those up. A bit of a mistake, or a very crucial mistake here from Squash, to not have a siege workshop up in order to take down this Tartarian gate. It hasn't happened, so this Tartarian gate is getting peak value here, and there's still no masons through for more, as he's getting fortified town centers. He's still seeing destroyers up on this location here, as the Terma come through to try and take some of these units down. There's really not a lot going on here for Squash in terms of upgrades, so the advantage is kind of all Moore, as now Moore's got heavy infantry. Unfortunately for Moore, he's losing some units to his own Tartarian spawns. So he's going to pick those off and try and make them pop back out onto Squash's base over here. But at this point, Squash is kind of okay, kind of not. But what's he at? 131 or 140 pop. He's throwing up a Migdal on this gold mine. It looks like Squash is well spread out here. But we'll see if he's going to be able to get to pop. He's very short on food here. Being pushed off these farms hurts a lot. There's that catapult that we needed ages ago. Getting 2 catapults out now. We'll be able to deal with that Tartarian gate. Where's the Son of Osiris? Will the Son of Osiris fall? Maybe? But now we see a big push now coming in. The fire siphon ready to take down this town center as Squash. He's got the resources to make these mercenary cavalry, but he doesn't have the time. He did not react fast enough. There's no priest over here to help empower these. And it's looking like this town center will potentially fall, but the villagers going after these fire siphon are going to be enough to push them back, as we're now seeing the destroyers. The Mamilo going after the town center. No Pharaoh over here. No nothing to kind of help defend this, as these destroyers, they're strong. They are strong. Heavy destroyers do a lot of damage over here, as those fire siphon do manage to make it back to safety. We see some catapults now coming in to try and take down the palace, but the town center of Squash will be going down to the destroyers here, as it's got 50 HP remaining. Nice shockwave there just to finish this one off. And boom, there goes the town center. The question is now, can Moore continue this push right now? He's at 145 of 160 pop. Stop making destroyers. Make Fanatic now after you've taken this down. The Fanatic's so difficult to defend against once the town center is down, and then you can take this, put a palace in here, make sure this town center does not get back up. These fire siphon are going to do a very, very nice job of that. If they can get close enough to at least shoot one shot, they do so much damage. There he goes. Boom. There's the first fire siphon shot. There's a couple more, but it does pick off 2 of those fire siphon. This town center is coming back up very quickly. We see the destroyers now coming in onto this town center, as they're seeing the town center looks like it will get back up. Nice play from Squash in order to make that one come up there. We see the catapult getting dealt with, as well as the palace is still alive. The Citizen repairing this one nicely. The Archers are shooting down these units beautifully, but there's just so many destroyers coming in now for more, as Squash has next to nothing remaining. 114 population here. No food income. All of these farms getting pushed off. There's 12 farms there. These farms have nothing on them either. No farms over onto this town center, and this will be the game here, as Squash is essentially food starved here. A very interesting situation to be in, but a situation nonetheless, and Moore manages to take this game. A very close one. I think if Squash had managed to find some food economy, he would have been able to get out his Axemen in order to deal with these destroyers, but just no food economy, and it was not enough. He was very close to stabilizing here against Moore's Oranos, but Moore putting the pressure on, very nicely. No siege works in order to take down this Tartarian gate. It was a big mistake. You basically want a siege works. They're very cheap. They're 22 gold with sun-dried mud brick, but you want a siege works on every single one of your town centers so that you can build yourself that catapult when Tartarian gate comes in, because it's easy to take it down with one catapult. Don't need to send all your villagers in. You can. It's just much easier to get those siege works up. Just invest one villager at some point before, like how long does it take to build a siege works? 91 seconds. So at some point before, let's say 12 minutes, let's make 12 minutes the time you build your siege works on every one of your town centers in order to deal with Tartarian gate. Things going to be a lot better for you if you are a Ra player, but nice play from Moore. I still think the safer route is to get the Titan out, but maybe I'm wrong about that one. Nice play from Squash as well, just not quite enough here. And if you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.